Bobby, Will, congratulations. You guys are in the third and final round of this competition. When you came here, you tore down our Great Wall to make your signature blades that have propelled you into this third round. And now it's time for a little payback as we send you back to your home forges to recreate this iconic weapon from history. You ready to see what it is?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right, that weapon is the Chinese war sword. Ooh. All right, gents, do your best work. We'll see you in 4 days.
Thank you, sir.
Good luck.
Good luck to you, too.
It's day one, back in Hodgenville at the home forge. I've got a Chinese war sword to make. This thing is huge. All my forging's done by hand, so it's gonna be a challenge. Starting off with a piece of 5160 spring steel. I've got a lot of metal to move. That's gonna take a minute. Normally, I like to forge the tang first, so I'm gonna lay in my shoulders, start getting my tang drawn out to its final length. I'm working my way up the blade, and the hammerhead falls off. Luckily, I've got plenty of hammers, so I knock a handle off and put an old crossbeam head on this one. And the second crossbeam is broken. And all I have is a 6.5-pound sledge. Till Forged in Fire starts, that's when the hammers start falling apart. Right now, I'm really missing the press in the judge's forge.
There is an extremely long list of things to get done today. A quench would just be a blessing all the way around. Let's get cracking. One of the iconic features of this sword is it has a hole up on the pierced flip point, but you always take the chance of creating a crack when you're drilling that close to the edge. That made it a whole lot lighter. Now it's time to do the heat treat. I fill up my quench tube with fresh quench oil. I got my blade heated up. I dip my blade and go straight into the jig. I've got a fully quenched Chinese war sword. Oh, thank you, Lord. I'm gonna let it temper tonight, and tomorrow I'm ready to start on the handle and keep moving forward.
I've got a lot of work to do. First thing I've got to do today is start drawing out this blade. It's nowhere near the parameters, but I did repair my crossbeam hammer, so hopefully that holds up. Right now, I'm drawing out at about 1 inch an hour. I've got like 20 minutes left today, and a huge crack has opened up behind my ricasso. That's not good. I have developed a major crack right at the most vulnerable point in my handle. My gut reaction is to jump on the welder and seal up this crack the best I can, but I might be able to think of a better way to repair this, so I'm gonna just stop and try to come at this problem again tomorrow. This crack is just gonna be over my head all night.
It's the morning of day 4. Now I'm ready to start putting an edge on this blade. This is an extremely long blade, so it's gonna be a challenge to sharpen this. Got an edge put on it. I want to test my edge geometry to see if it's the edge I'm looking for. So we're going to try just a simple gallon jug slice here. I get a good, smooth, clean cut. There's no issues, no problems. Good deal. The leather wrap is the way to go. I don't want this handle to have any chance coming undone. I am gluing this one wrap at a time. Actually looks pretty good. I'm done. A little bit nervous. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't, but the excitement is much more than anything else.
It's day 4. I'm gonna have to MIG weld this crack to keep it from getting any worse. Then I'm gonna create a mechanically connected sand mine. I'm gonna take 2 pieces of mild steel and weld them and rivet them onto the sides to create a new handle. They're gonna be my guard, gotta be my pommel, and they're gonna make sure my blade doesn't break into 2 pieces. With the remaining time left, I've gotta get started making this handle. I slap these handles on, they're gluing up. Whew, this has been the longest and shortest 4 days of my life. I wish I had more time to focus on the details, but at the end of the day, it meets parameters, it's safe, and it functions.
All right, bladesmiths, welcome to the kill test. To find out what kind of lethal damage your weapon will do, I will take your Chinese war sword and deliver 1 strike on this ram carcass. Let's see how deadly they are. Bobby, you're up first. You ready for this?
Yes, sir.
Let's do this.
My heart's just bouncing out of my chest. You've got the skin, you've got the bones, you've got the hide. I only get 1 shot at this ram carcass?
All right, Bobby, one and done. As much as this is very intimidating in its look, it is crafted nicely. It's got a beautiful look to its finish. The balance is just right for a two-handed sword. A little forward heavy, but it tells you that's where the power is. Your edge is sharp. Even cutting through the spine and bones, no issues, no glinting, no rolls. Overall, sir, your Chinese war sword will kill.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Will, your turn. Ready?
Yes, sir, I'm ready.
Let's do this.
Doug picks up my weapon, and at this point, all the nerves are out the window. I'm just excited. He's walking towards this ram's carcass, and I'm ready to see it fly right through.
Good job, buddy.
Thank you.
Right, Will, let's talk about your Chinese war sword here. First up is a very bulky handle. It's rounded. So as you get a good grip on it, you can feel it start to spread my hands around. But the wrapping that you put around it does allow me to get a good grip on it, so good on that. And one shot, one kill. Overall, sir, your weapon, it will kill.
Thank you, sir.
Ooh, I just felt a frightening chill. Must be the strength test. Jay?
You boys remember me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the Ice Block Chop. This is going to test not only your edge and your heat treat, but the overall construction of your swords. Now, what your blades do to the ice, I'm not too concerned about. I want to see what the ice is going to do to your blades. Bobby, up first. How you feeling?
Ready to go.
Me too. Let's do it.
This is not just an ice block. This thing's a glacier. Jay can't wait to start swinging that thing. He's going to do it with everything he has in him. I just don't know how it's going to hold up.
Great job, Bobby. Still razor sharp. No rolls, no glints, nothing. Everything's still tight. I mean, one of the swings, I was able to split that block. So it's got good feel. Just nice job overall.
Thank you.
Okay, Will, how you feeling?
I'm nervous, but I'm excited.
Okay, well, I'm just excited, so.
This is gonna be brutal. I'm really worried about the crack in my tang right now. Chopping through a block that big is so tough. If there are any compromises in my blade, this is where they're gonna show their head.
Well, we got a problem, Will.
Big problem, sir.
Right where you did your very rough hollow grind, there's a couple dark spots right in here. And with that thin spot right there, it was enough to allow that blade to just snap right in half on the first swing. So, did not survive, but good effort.
Thank you, sir.
Well, Will, sometimes this competition is full of tough breaks, and you've had one on the first strike against this ice block in our strength test. Unfortunately, we cannot continue testing your blade against your opponents. And for that reason, I'd like to invite you to shake our hands, shake your opponent's hand, and then please leave the forge to your right. Come on, my friend.
Yes, sir.
Excellent work, dude.
Thank you, brother. It's tough. Having a blade break is obviously, it's a tremendous failure. But at the end of the day, I did the best I could with the tools I had, and I'm still proud of the piece that I put forward. This competition has given me the inspiration to move forward and challenge myself in new ways.
Bobby, you are the Forged and Fire champion, and that's the title that comes with a check for $10,000. Good job, brother. Come on forward, my friend. Great job, great work.
I feel on top of the world right now.
That's a great piece, man. That was fun to swing.
This is not just a win for me. This is a win for my family, my friends, the other smiths that I teach in the forge. This goes a long ways for our whole community.
Dustin and Weston, congratulations. You fellas have made it to the third and final round of this competition. Now, when you came here, we had you make Japanese bushcraft knives called natas. Now we're sending you back to your home forges to recreate this iconic weapon from history. You ready to see what it is?
Yes, sir.
All right, that weapon is the Zulu War Axe. Good luck, bladesmiths. We'll see you in 4 days.
Good luck. Good luck. Spent a little bit of time in South Africa, so I've seen some small versions of this. I'm planning on doing a Damascus exterior on both sides, and then I'm gonna leave a ADCR V2 internal core. First weld on the billet looks like it's going really well. It's time to draw the billet out. I'll cut it and reforge it. That should get me 57 layers of Damascus. I'm gonna twist that to make a really cool pattern. Now it's time to stack it with ADCR V2 so that if something happens with one of my welds, the axe still has a good, strong, solid core. It was a good day of forging. I'll have to definitely step it up tomorrow to get back into it. All right, that was fun.
So my goals for today are to get the axe head roughly shaped, hopefully get the tang drawn out to where I like it, and get bevels hammered in. I start by forging out the top of the axe. As I'm drawing it out, I'm hammering bevels in. Gotten about 1.5 inches, 2.5 more to go. I've got the Zulu axe to where I would like it to be. It's pretty well to shape. And now it's time to address the oddly placed tang. Unfortunately, my opening's just not big enough to allow me to go back and forth, so I've got to cut the whole front of the forge out. And now we have a nice big opening to come straight in. The length of my tang is the biggest obstacle right now. It's too skinny as well as short. It's something I want to tackle first thing in the morning because if I can't fix it, I want to start over as soon as possible rather than wasting any time.
It's the morning of day 2. I'm working on the billet. Game plan is to split it and start forging out the tang. I've noticed that there's a couple cracks. I'm going to grind down through those areas and see if they've grind out as I get closer to my final shape. My plan for getting the tang to attach, I'm gonna cut a little notch to the length of my tang. So then we'll heat it up, chisel down, push that out, and draw out our tang, finish our blade. Now it's just drawing it out to length to make sure I meet parameters. Going into the quench, I'm feeling a little nervous. Those cracks in the blade that I'd seen earlier, I think I've got them ground down. I think we dodged a bullet on this one. I think it's looking really good.
So I start today off with a problem with my tang. My tang is just way too skinny as well as short. I cut 2 pieces of high carbon steel, fit them up next to my tang. I weld them in to make it wider and longer. But with so much going right, eventually something's gonna go wrong. My breaker blew. I'll be back in 1 second. I really hope this isn't a reoccurring issue today. I have a lot of work to do when I build my quench tank, and there's a lot of welding involved to do so. My quench tank is gonna be like a trough style. I'm gonna horizontally quench it. So I'm getting ready to weld, and I'm thinking it's gonna be fine. As soon as it tries to start, poof, my breaker goes out. So back and forth and back and forth. So many, many trips to the breaker later, I have a finished quench tank. I feel good now. I'm happy. What a pain in the ass that was, man. Now I've got to get it quenched. So I go into the oil, and I've got this thing quenched, straight, skates like glass, solid as an oak. I couldn't be happier.
Top of day 4. The game plan for today is put the final edge on the blade and then try to get the wood section of this build figured out. I've got a section of Osage orange that I've been working on, and I've got another section of African ebony. I'd really like to use the ebony. I think the black would work great with the Damascus. Best way to tell if this handle will hold up to the judges' testing is to test it here first. Yep. Just what you don't want to have happen to your expensive, beautiful piece of ebony, but better here than there. Now it's back to the Osage orange handle. Before I do the final glue up and get my blade mounted to the axe handle, I want to get the final edge put on the blade. The convex grind I've put on this should have enough backing behind it to keep the edge from having any damage if it hits wood or bone. It's looking sharp. Time's up, and there's nothing else I can do to it. I feel like it's going to perform well. It should be able to handle all the tests. Liking it. It's looking good.
The plans for today are to do some more grinding on my axe head, and I've got to do a little bit more work to my handle. I'm gonna spend a little time on the grinder, cleaning it up, getting it to where I want it to be. Now the blade is 90% done without an edge on it. It's time to get back to my handle. So now I'm gonna do some burn work on this handle. I've never done it before, so I hope it really makes the grain pop. It definitely came out really nice. So now to finish the blade, I'm gonna do an acid edge. I'm really stoked right now. It's just better than I could have imagined. So I put a convex edge on it, something that can withstand smashing, but can also be sharp enough to slice. Awesome.
Your Zulu War Axe look quite scary, but it's time to find out what kind of lethal damage they can do. To find that out, I will take your weapon, deliver some chops and slashes on this boar carcass. Dustin, you're up first. You ready for this?
Let's do it.
Do it.
Well done, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Dustin, let's talk about your Zulu War Axe. It's quite surprising that something this light, with not a lot of metal, can cut deep into this boar carcass. Your blade stayed true. The handle construction is ovoid enough to where, even though it tapers, I have a very good feel for it. Overall, sir, it will kill. Thank you. All right, Weston, your turn. So you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, Wes, let's talk about your Zulu War Axe here. What I find interesting here is that the design of this blade, there's a sweet spot in here with a little bit of weight, so that first swing alone cut in very deep. There are no glints or rolls on it. The handle construction is ovoid enough to where I get a good grip and I can get a good feel on it. And more importantly, sir, it will kill.
Thank you.
Bladesmiths, welcome to the strength test, the ammo box chop. I'm going to test the strength and durability of your axes by smashing them into these ammo boxes. Remember, this test is all about what those boxes do to your axes and not the other way around. Dustin, you're up first. You ready?
Let's do it.
Well, Dustin, got an obvious issue here. Now I'm looking at your grain in here. It's beautiful. It's nice and velvety, tight. But right here, there's a little dark spot, which was a crack. It happened right where the join of your tang and your blade is. And that little crack is a stress riser, and it leads to big failure.
Sure.
All right, Dustin, your blade has broke on the third strike against these ammo boxes in our strength test. Now, that doesn't mean that you're out of this competition. Your competitor still has to endure the same rigors. Weston, that means that your blade must survive 3 strikes against these ammo boxes. And if it does, you'll be the new Forge and Fire champion, taking home that check for 10 grand. You guys ready for this?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, Ben.
All right, Weston, how you feeling?
Nervous. Thanks.
Well, Weston, it held up. Nice job. This is a Nice light axe, a lot of fun to swing. With every swing, I could feel the reverberation, just it kind of jiggling in my hands. It was singing. Really well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
Weston, congratulations, your blade held up. Dustin, that means that your blade doesn't make the cut. I'd like to invite you to shake our hands, shake your competitor's hand, and then exit the forge. Great job, man.
Thank you, sir. I'm pretty bummed out. I really wanted to win this whole thing. Weston, congratulations, bud.
Thank you. Good job.
But this has been one of the greatest experiences of my life. This is not the result I wanted, but at the end of the day, I'm here, I'm alive, I'm healthy, so I'm happy.
Weston, congratulations. You made a beautiful Zulu war axe, and that makes you the Forged in Fire champion. That's a title that comes with a check for $10,000. Come forward and shake our hands, my friend.
I am the Forged in Fire champion, and I feel elated. I came here to prove that I could compete with some incredibly talented smiths, and I came out on top. It's been a blast.
Ryan, Steve, congratulations. You guys have earned your spot in the final round of this competition. You came here, you made beautiful blades out of scraps, and now it's time to send you back to your home fort just to recreate this iconic weapon from history. The Nimcha. Pay attention to the details, bladesmiths. We'll see you in 4 days.
Good luck. Good luck.
We're in Omaha, Illinois. It's raining outside. It's a good day to work in the shop, building our Nimcha. I'm gonna put the fullers in before I start forging. My point's going good. Got it pretty close to what I want. My forge is not real long, and while I'm forging this blade, it wants to warp. I don't think I accounted for the length of this blade and the weight. The ends want to hang out. I've got a lot of steel there, a lot of stuff to manage. That's going to be the challenge, to keep that under control. Got my blade shaped out pretty close to parameters, so day one in the books.
Back at the home forge, ready to start beating out this Nimcha. I've never made anything this big. I'm used to making 3 to 5 inch skinners, so it's gonna be a difficult build to keep it straight. I've chosen a piece of 5160 spring steel. I'm very familiar with it, and it holds a good edge. As I'm beveling this thing, the natural curve is coming into this metal, making a curve for me. It flowed in, and it just worked out. I feel good at the end of day one. My blade is forged out, parameters are met on it. Tomorrow, I just gotta go in and go full throttle.
It's beginning of day 2, so we're gonna get after it. Working on my guard right now. Trying to get a guard shaped out of a railroad spike, and using this old hammer, it needs some maintenance, so we're just gonna make it work the best we can. I think this belt's hitting this flywheel, knocking it off. This got me kind of behind. The hammer just wasn't performing like it should. Oh, I see. That's what that is, duct tape. Throw some more tape on that. Let's see. That seemed to work a lot better. End of day 2, I feel pretty good. Got my guard done today. Got it fit up. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out.
I'm pretty excited where I finished up yesterday. I got all the forging done. Today, I'm going to finish grinding and put fullers in it and get it ready for quenching. I'm gonna take a lot of the mass out, but I will leave some meat on the bone so it doesn't warp or twist on me. Everything's going smooth, just like it's supposed to. Now that the bevels are in, I'm ready to go into quench. I'm a little nervous about the quench being a long blade like it is. There's a lot of things that can go wrong. I didn't hear no tings or pings. I feel pretty good about it, but we'll have to look and see after it cools off. And we've got a straight blade. Perfect. Into day 2, I feel great. I got the blade quenched, I got the fullers put in it. It's turning out to be a beautiful blade.
Day 3, feel good. Right now, it's heat treat time. It's a little nerve-wracking. You put all this work into something, and it all hinges on this one moment. This is where things can go bad. Uh-oh. Cover it up with something. outside of the fireball in my face. Heat treat went well. I had some minor bends and think I can clean it up good on the grinder. We're ready to start on the handle tomorrow.
Today is day 4, and also it's my birthday. I've got to finish cleaning the guard up on it, fit it, and put a pommel on it. My brain's running 100 miles an hour, and I can't figure out how to get this pommel to stay. After I sat back, I figured out how to do it. I threaded my tang and screwed my pommel on. It's gonna give enough weight on the backside, I think, to balance this blade out. Now that everything's glued together and everything's all constructed, I go to finish sharpening and polishing my blade. Now, ready to test it and see what it's gonna do. Into day 4, and I feel great. The blade's done, and I get a surprise birthday party for my family. It makes me really happy. Just couldn't be a better day. I'm ready for competition.
Bladesmiths, welcome to the kill test. It's time to find out what kind of lethal damage your Nimchas will do. Well, I will take your weapon, deliver some lethal blows on this boar carcass. Ryan, you're up first. You ready for this?
Make some barbecue cut.
All right, let's try.
Seeing the boar carcass, I'm smiling from ear to ear. I wanted to see him cut a boar carcass in half with it. I know it's razor sharp.
All right, Ryan, I don't know what's a bigger beast, the boar carcass or your Nimcha right here. This is a heavy sword. Everything about the weight that you have on this allows for a very, very deep cut, but it's a lot of work because of the weight. It's very forward heavy. But overall, it will kill.
Thank you.
All right, Steve, your turn. So are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's do this.
I'm excited. Ryan's blade cut well, so I know I've got some competition here. Mine better perform.
All right, Steve, let's talk about your Nimcha right here. First up, the handle construction. It's smooth. It's not blocky, so I like that you have an ovoid over there, and it marries in. Before I started testing, your blade had a little bit kick off to the side. But after the test, it stayed the same. Your edge, with a thinner profile like that, cuts deep. Also, it is a much lighter sword than your competitors. I can control with every slash. Overall, sir, your blade feels good. It will kill.
Thank you, sir.
Bladesmiths, welcome to the strength test. The pillar and pot chop. To test the strength and durability of your edge, as well as the overall construction of your Nimchas, I'll be chopping into these pots and pillars. Remember, this test is all about what the targets do to your blades, and not what your blades do to the target. Ryan, you're up first. You ready for this?
Tear it up.
All right, man.
I know I'm behind the 8 ball right now. I need to perform really well in the strengthness test. Hopefully, I'll pull back up into line with him and be evened up.
Well, Ryan, in the strength test, the edge that you have on here took a slight roll. Like, I can't see it so much as I can feel it. The rest of it is really wicked sharp. It's still all in one piece. Nice job.
Thank you.
Steve, you're up next. You ready for this?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool.
I feel pretty good. I think my blade cut a little better than Ryan's maybe, but he didn't have that cant and flaw in his blade, so I think I've got a blade that'll hold up to it.
Well, Steve, we got a problem, man. When I picked this sword up, I was excited. It's nice, light, got a good shape to it. But looking at your steel here, there's a really big grain in here. You really could have used more thermocycling, I'm guessing. I don't know how you heat treated this, but however you did, it ended up brittle.
Well, Steve, your blade has suffered a catastrophic failure during our strength test and can no longer continue with testing. Therefore, I'd like to invite you to shake our hands, shake your competitor's hand, and then please exit the forge.
Congratulations, buddy. I'm disappointed my blade broke. I didn't want to go out that way, but it is what it is. Thank you. I just must have got my heat treat wrong. Nobody's fault but my own. I didn't win the competition, but I gained so much more than I lost here. I'm gonna walk away here with my head held high, and it's gonna make me a better bladesmith for it. I've really learned a lot.
Ryan, congratulations. You are the Forge and Fire champion. That is a title that comes with a check. Go ahead, you can smile. For $10,000, brother. Good job. Come on, man.
Thank you, sir.
Good job.
Thank you. It's not how I wanted to win this competition, but, you know, it is what it is. First thing I'm gonna do is hug and kiss my wife and love on the kids and play with them and get right back in the forge. There's no sleep for the wicked.
Bladesmiths, welcome to the kill test. So to find out what kind of lethal damage they will do, I'm gonna take your weapons and deliver some lethal blows on this ballistics dummy. Jacob, you're up first. You ready?
Cut the head off.
Let's do that. All right, Jacob, let's talk about your sickle sword right here. Your edge is razor sharp. Coupled with the fact that this is a very light weapon, I can use velocity to really wield that sharp edge. It cuts deep into this ballistics dummy. And overall, sir, your weapon, you'll kill.
Thank you.
All right, Robert, your turn, sir. You ready?
I'm ready.
Right, let's do this. All right, Robert, let's talk about your sickle sword. It's a very light blade, that much lighter than the other one. And the angle that you have in here lends itself to use not only velocity, but the sharpness of your edge to cut very deep into this ballistics dummy. And overall, sir, you will kill.
Thank you.
Bladesmiths, welcome to the strength test, the Armored Warrior Chop. Test the strength and overall durability of your Mesopotamian sickle swords. I'm going to be chopping into these armored warriors. Jacob, you're up first. You ready for this?
I don't think I get a choice.
You don't have a choice. What actually happened is your sword bit into the other sword by about 3/16 of an inch, and it took out this chip. And once that chip was gone, the whole sword blew up. Your grain looks good, but unfortunately, it's just this sword against that sword. This time, that sword won.
Yep.
All right, Jacob, we hate to see this happen. You gave us a beautiful blade, but unfortunately, it did suffer a catastrophic failure on the 7th strike. But you are not out of the fight yet, because Robert, in order to become the champion, you will have to survive every single one of those 7 strikes on the Armored Warrior. Are you ready?
Let's roll the dice.
All right, Ben.
Good job.
Well, Robert, the big thing is, it's one sword. Nice job.
Thank you.
Well, Robert, you made it through all the testing. Jacob, it's a beautiful piece of work. Unfortunately, due to your catastrophic failure, we cannot continue testing, and for that reason, I'm gonna have to ask you to please step off the forge floor.
Thank you, gentlemen. It was an honor.
Thank you very much.
Very nice job.
Thank you.
You know, it totally sucks, but I really am proud of the blade I made either way. You know, they said pretty much nothing but good things about it up until it broke. And well, I'd totally come back for this and maybe get a shot at making it all the way through.
Robert, we never like to see competitors' blades break, but yours did not, and that makes you the newest Forge and Fire champion. You just got yourself a check for $10,000. Congratulations.
Thanks. Thanks.
Feel pretty good?
Crazy, dude. Crazy. Winning this championship, I think, has really pushed me to my limits, and then that makes me want to push them even more. Now I'm a champion, I'm going to go ahead and get my ABS Smith membership and just really refine my skills.